All right, guys, it's auction time, so let's go play cars.
All right, let's take a look at this 2013 Buick Regal, 92,000 miles on it. One accident on Carfax, no auction reports or announcements. Tires are good, wheels look good. In the melted snow, the body looks straight. It does not appear to have any hail. It's going to be tough to see today, but we'll get through it. Interior looks good, does have a power moon. Armrest is a little tore up. Pretty typical. Rest of the car looks to be fairly straight. Body looks good. Whew, let's get out of this wind and see how she sounds. Motor sounds good. Let's scan it and see what we've got. Let's check our moon. Alright, moon works. Alright, we've got no codes. 26,000 miles, I'm sorry, 2,600 miles since last deleted. Let's check under the hood. Oil looks like oil. Front side looks good. Looks like there's a little something leaking on the back side here. Yeah, you can see. Yeah, it's not terrible. What we got here? Oh, that turbo is leaking, it looks like. Let's even, where that's hiding in there. There's the turbo coming off. Oh man, look at all that fucking oil. I'm gonna pass on this one. Well, look at that. And the hood's gonna close for me. That was fucking close. Alright, let's take a look at this 2017 Jeep Grand Cherokee with 87,000 miles on it. One accident on Carfax, no auction announcements. Looks like this fender and hood don't quite line up like they should. Yeah, she's a little tighter over there. Bumper cover's not quite lining up right, but yeah, so it had a fender replaced. Tires look good, wheels look good. Side of the body looks straight. Yeah, this fender just, might need just a little realigning. No moon. Interior's respectable. It'll clean up nice. Little dinger, a couple of PDRs there. They're pretty sharp. They've already looked like they've been touched up. But, you know, this all looks okay. Oh, Jeep. Motor sounds good. Let's scan it. Alright, no codes. 40,000 miles since they were last deleted. So that's good. Let's check under the hood. Oil looks good. Oh, looks like we got something leaking on the back side here. Oh, down there too. Is that head leaking? Oh boy, it is hard to tell. Wait, it looks like that valve cover looks okay at the top. I can't tell if that's the head leaking. It's leaking all the way back too. And it doesn't look like it's coming off of that valve cover. Kind of get an idea. And of course not. Boy, it's so hard to tell. Everything else underneath looks okay. Let's drive it. See what we got. Alright, let's see how this thing drives out. So far she seems okay. Shift points all feel good. Lockup is good. I don't hear any rear end noise. I mean, all in all, Seems like a really nice driving truck. Let's just check the cruise quick. That's good. Cruise works. Yeah, this is a pretty nice driving truck. All right, the 17 Grand Cherokee checks out relatively well. It drives out super nice. We're definitely going to put it on our list, and we'll just compensate for it for that oil leak. Just keep that in mind when we jump over here and book this thing out, and we'll see if we can get it bought. All right, we've got the 2017 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited, 87,000 miles on it. Carbley's appraisal assistant giving us a retail number of $22,480. Carfax coming in at $21,490. And our mileage adjusted price of $21,800. So we can take a look at some of the live comps here just to get a little better gauge of where things are at. In that 80,000 mile mark, 23, 20,009, 22.6, 23.9, 21.9, 21.9, 18.9. So I'm going to price this unit at $21,995 for a retail buy number. However, we're going to back this one up a little more for the wholesale number, and I'm going to kind of gut shoot this one when it's in the lanes. We try to buy this one because it did have that oil leak, and it was hard to tell if the motor had been cleaned and just the top side of the motor had been washed clean and that valve cover line was clean, and that's why the lower end was wet like that, or if it was the headline and it was leaking that much oil. Because if that's the head that's leaking that much, it was a pretty good oil leak. So there's a very good chance I'm just going to pass on this truck because that's going to be a pretty involved and pretty expensive repair. So, but we'll watch it. We'll watch it. I'm going to back this thing up though considerably to probably between $17,000 and $18,000 for a buy number.
That's a nice one. Here we go. Here now. About this one. 18,000. 18 George. You want to get 18. 18 you want to get 18. You're a little light. 18 How about 17? I'll go with you. 17 16 2. Take it out. 16 deals on. 2 to buy. 16 on the 2. Gary 16 1. Hip one. Got to be one. Oh buddy. You want to buy here. Hip one. 2. 3. 3. 16 3. 3. On the port. On the port. Up high. On the 16 on the on the board, on the 16 4, 16 5, 4 5, on the board, sold 16 4, 271. Here's your next one, 271.
Let's take a look at this 2017 Lincoln MKX all-wheel drive. It is a reserve with 74,000 miles on it. It does have one minor on the Carfax, but nothing crazy. So at first glance, she looks good. Body line looks to line up. Tires are very good. Wheels look good. Clear coat's not all peeling off it and stuff. A little scuffer here. That'll all come out with some lacquer thinner. Does have the big panel roof. Did somebody leave that open? It concerns me a little bit. There's a little watermark in here, but I don't see anything else on the headliner, so somebody might have just left it open or something. Interior looks good. It'll all clean up. Rear tires are good enough. I just don't see the key anywhere. Interesting. Okay. Key fob is dead. You know what? It's too cold to be dicking around with this. Nope. Let's move on. These things are getting miley. Look at this, a 19 Grand Caravan. 175,000 miles on it already. Man, that's a lot of miles. Well, I guess not by today's standards anymore. It's not. Pretty good looking old truck, but boy, a Grand Caravan with a $180 starting to get a little scary. Okay, let's check out this 2015 Toyota Highlander. 162,000 miles on it. It is a limited all-wheel drive. Carfax is clean, no auction announcements. First look down the side, body looks good. Tires are good. Wheels look good. Oh, let's see what we've got. Oh man, it's tough to see hail and paintwork today, boy. But she looks good. We've got inside. It's got the big moon. Interior looks good. It'll all clean up nice. Does have a hitch. Come on. What are you doing? There we go. Okay. Couldn't be any slower, but it works. This side looks good. Let's see how she sounds. It is a Highlander, so side bolster's cracked. Get a new piece of plastic. Ooh. Okay, motor sounds good. Whew, let's get these heated seats on. All right, let's scan it. All right, we got no codes. 40,000 miles since they were last cleared. Let's check under the hood. All right, oil looks good. She is a little growly over here. Looks dry. Man, it sounds like a Highlander. These 6-cylinders are just notoriously a little noisy. Nothing out of the ordinary though. Whoa. Everything looks dry under here. Let's go rip it down the road and see how she drives. Alright, first impressions were pretty good. Yeah. Alright, should tell her shift points. See if cruise works. Oh, it's off. Maintenance required. On what? The cruise? Oh no, there we go. Alright, cruise set. Alright, so this thing, suspension feels tight. Everything seems quiet inside. Everything appears to work. Power moon works. This is a pretty nice truck. Alright, this 15 Highlander checks out really good. We're definitely going to put it on the list, and we'll see if we can get it bought. Okay, we got our 2015 Toyota Highlander with 162,000 miles on it. Carbley's appraisal assistant coming in with a retail of $19,720. Carfax coming in at $18,780. And our live local market mileage adjusted price, $19,100. And if we drop down here to our 100% market average live local comps, there's not a ton with this mileage on here, but we can kind of gauge this at 20,000, 18,900, 17,900, 19,900, 16,600, getting a little out of the mark there. But looking at all these numbers, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to put a retail number of 18,995 on this unit, which is going to give us a buy number based on the recon that it was going to need, which wasn't much of anything. A wholesale buy number of $16,500.
Highlander, and a minute of the limited, and a minute of the 16 to buy. 16, and a minute of the 16, and a minute check for your watch, Mike. 16, and a minute of the 16 buy, and a minute of the 16, 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 and a minute of the 15 to buy. 15, and a minute of the give it, and a minute of the 12 too. 15, and a minute 4, and a minute of the put him up 4, and a minute of the 12, 4, and a 6, and a man pulls out the other side. Hit point, and a minute of the 6, now 6, now wait, my weight, and a minute 13, 2 on that side, now 2, hit 13, 2, and a minute of the 2 to buy Joe, now 4, and a minute of the now 4, and a minute of the now 6, and a minute of the now 600. Hit point, and a minute now 5, 6, hit point, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. Hit data to me, you're both out. Hit 9, data to me, you're both out. You're both out. 8, 9. Hit 9, data to me, I'm going to give 9 to buy. Data to me, now 14. Hit 14, data to me, now 1. Hit 14, set again, 1. Point to me, on the 14 online. 1, 2. Hit point to me, on the 2 chain. Hit point to me, 3. Hand to me, on the 14, 3. Hand to me, on the 2 to the minute. Yes, sir. 14, 3. Hand to me, anybody else? Hit to me, Joe, you want any more? Data to me, on the 2 to the minute. How you feeling, Tony? 14, 3, 4. Hand to me, on the giving 4 chain. Now 5. Hand to me, on the giving 6. Hand to me, on the 5, 600. Hit point to me, 7. Hit to me, on the I'm going to sell it. Hit 7. Yes or no? You told me that before. Hand to me, on the sell it. 14, 6, 11, 22 on the internet.
All right, let's take a look at this 2007 Toyota Camry. 174,000 miles on it. Does have one minor on the Carfax, no auction announcements. It's getting up there in miles a little bit and age, but because it is a Camry, we're gonna take a shake at her. We've got tires look good. Body looks straight. Does not appear to have any hail on it. Moon glass is good. This thing's pretty clean inside. Sniff test passes. She's not too shabby. Doesn't smell like it's been smoked in or anything crazy. This all looks good. Little PDR right there. Again, not trying to pick it apart. It's an 07 with 175,000 miles on it. Should have a couple little bumps and bruises. Alright, a little scuff in this rear bumper cover. Clean some of that up with a razor blade, the little scuffy marks, get some touch up on it. Again, it's affordable transportation. It's not a $40,000 car. Let's see how it sounds. Little exhaust wrap going on. Visor doesn't want to stay up. Let's see if the moon works. Yep. Motor sounds good. Let's scan it. All right, no codes. 37,000 miles since they were last deleted. So we're good there. Let's check under the hood. As usual, it's a Toyota. I would expect nothing less than clean oil. Side of the motor looks good. Back side looks dry. Front is good. This all looks good. Alright, motor looks good. Subframe, pinch welds, all look relatively good for a Wisconsin car. Let's go rip it down the road, see how she drives. Okay, first impressions seem good. Seems to shift good, suspension's good. Cruising gauges. Alright, this Camry checks out really nice. So we'll put this on our list. We'll get it booked out and we'll see if we can get it bought. Okay, we've got our 2007 Toyota Camry with 174,000 miles on it. Carbley's appraisal assistant coming in with a retail of $6,790. Carfax, $6,830. And Carbley's live local market 100% mileage adjusted average coming in at $6,500. So if we drop down and just take a look at some of the comps down here, just to kind of gauge this, we can see anywhere from 89, 69, 62, 39, 97, 62. This was a pretty clean car, so I'm going to go ahead and put this one in at $69.95 for a retail number, which is going to give us a buy number of $5,000 on this car.
Title is here. Look about the gear. And back out of the got 3 grand on. I got the but no one not the 100 to get him on. Look about no one not the 2 grand 21. I got the but 100 to get him on. I got the but not 21 2 side by side. 20 but not 3. 20 but not 4. 24 not 5 not 6 not 6 not 7. 20 not 7. I got but 7 away. 20 but not 9. 20 but 3 not 3 not 1. 31 not 2 not 3 not 4 not 5 30 not 6. 35 6 mile away 37. 37 away 30 mile away 30 now mine. 30 but no 9 4 grand mile away 41 not 2 41 not 2 not 3 43 4. What about number 5? What about 45? What about number 7? 47 number 7. Front door coming out 48. Now number 49. What number 49? Number 5 range Shane. Pounds about 5,1. Okay, number 2 Shane. Number 2 number 1 2 1 2 3 3 53 4 54 Shane 54. I got the number 1 number 1 number Shane. You're up 54. I got the number 51 5 5 51 number 5 so 54 you 51 the back to 1 1.
All right, let's take a look at this 2005 Toyota Camry with 109,000 miles on it. This is getting old, but bumper's got a little scuff, but the body actually looks really straight, and I mean tires are good. This is still good transportation for somebody. And usually these things are so rotted to shit by the time you start looking at a 2005. It's just it's a Camry, so it's not going to be cheap in the terms of what it should be, but it's a pretty clean old little ship box. Little stone chips on the hood, nothing crazy. Let's see how she sounds. Little exhaust leak up front. I don't know if that's a manifold or something on just a Y pipe or something. Doesn't sound terrible though. Let's scan it and see what we got. Okay, we got no codes. Check under the hood. The valve cover's leaking a little bit. Pretty common. Oil looks good. Front side of the motor looks good. Coolant overflows full. Yeah, that valve cover's definitely leaking. The rest of it looks okay. Everything else looks dry. I'll be damned. Look at that. This actually looks really nice. Control arms and stuff all look. Huh. Well, I'll be damned. Let's go rip it down the road, see how she drives. Alright, first impressions are very good. All her shift points good, suspension is tight, cruising gauges. This is a pretty nice little shift box. I am surprised. This is a very nice little car. This 05 Camry is one of the nicest little cars I've driven in a long time. We are definitely going to put it on our list, get it booked out, and see if we can get it bought. All right, we've got our 2005 Toyota Camry with 109,000 miles on it. Carbley's appraisal assistant giving us a retail of $7,410. Carfax coming in at $7,770. And live local markets mileage adjusted price, $7,200. And if we drop down and just take a quick peek at some of the local comps, you can see 59, 69, 74, 79, 64, and based on those numbers and these other book values, I'm going to go ahead and price this unit as a $79.95 retail piece, which is going to give us a wholesale buy number of $6,000.
62, get an 05, here we go, Toyota Camry, new Toyota trade, look about the guy, 30, I got 3 grand on, I got the nothing, I got you, 3 grand on 2, 31, 2, 9, 3, 4, 5, 5, 34 grand on, I get but not the money when you save, not the money on 2, 41, 3, 43, 5 grand, 51, 5 grand on, 51, now 2, 51, 2, 3, 43, 43, now 4, 44, now 5, 55, 55, 51, now 5, 56, 55, 6, 7, 57, now 8, 50, but no, not the 59, but no, not the grand, 6, but come on, not to give 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, change, 2, not 3, to give you nothing to give 4, to give 1, nothing to my way 4. I got the my way to give 1, not 5, to give out your way to give 5. I got 1, not 5, to give out Shane's, to give out 6, to give out the, to give out the, to give out the Davey on the 1, to give out 6, 7, to give out Shane, to give out, I got 8, to give nothing to 8, 9, not to get out to the 9, to get 900, 8, but no 9 to the 90, but no 9, 7 rand, 7,001 to the month. I got but no 1 nothing to the month, I've got 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 no 1 nothing to the month, internet, you're all not do. 31, 2, nothing to do, now 3, 73, Shane, 33.
I can't do anymore.
3, 73. I got 2, 1, 3, Shane, 73, 2, 3.
It was nice.
300.
But it ain't that nice.
All
right, let's take a look at this 2018 Jeep Cherokee Latitude, 4-wheel drive, 164,000 miles on it. It does have one accident on Carfax, no auction announcements. First glance, body looks straight. Got some good eyeball. Look, this blue with black. Wheels are good, tires are good. Let's give her the old sniff test. Ooh, she's a little grimy up in here. Dirty. Got a little funk going on, but it'll clean up. Definitely gonna need a good detail though. It is for sure. How's this look? Typical scuffed up plastic, and it'll clean up okay though. This thing ain't terrible. Looks like somebody had a buffing wheel on here or something. She's a little flat right there. Just a little dull spot. She's probably had a little paint work. And that's just Well, let's see how she sounds. A couple PDRs in the door here, just little guys. That'll all come off with lacquer. A little touch-up paint. Oh. Turn off. There we go. Alright, motor sounds good. Surprisingly enough. No power seat. Let's scan it. Alright, we got no codes. 20,000 miles since they were cleared last. So that's good. Let's check under the hood. Oil's good. One side of the motor looks dry. Overflow tank is good. Looks like this, yeah, it's pretty standard here. Oil cooler, plastic housing assembly. Got some oil pooling up there, but not uncommon. Relatively inexpensive repair. Rest of this all looks good. Bottom side of the motor looks good. What I can see underneath, with all the plastic, everything else looks okay. Let's go rip this thing down the road and see how she drives. Alright, first impressions so far are good. Let's make sure she shifts good. Okay, all the shift points seem good. Obviously we've got a baseball or something hit the windshield, so it's gonna need a windshield. Brakes were squealing a little bit. I don't know, it doesn't sound like it's like a little dirt or a little anything in there. It sounds like it's pretty consistent down to the squealers, but we'll see. Other than that, this truck actually drives out really nice. All right, this 18 little Cherokee checks out pretty good. It is going to need a few things, obviously. We got the windshield, the oil cooler leaking, and what else was there? The little brake squeal and stuff. But for the most part, this thing checks out really nice. Heated steering wheel works good. Heated seats are fire hot. So we'll get this thing booked out. We'll put it on the list, and we'll see if we can get it bought. All right, we've got the 2018 Jeep Cherokee with 164,000 miles on it. Carbley's appraisal assistant giving us a retail number of $15,000. If we come down here to Carfax, we've got $13,280 and live local market mileage adjusted price coming in at $12,100. So we can see that the books are showing a little stronger than some of the live market, but we'll come down here and we'll just take a look at not a lot of comps. So kind of gauge this 15.9, 14.9 with 120,000 miles, right? Still with 130, you're kind of falling in that 15.9. So we're going to have to back this thing up a little bit, but you can see there's still some up here at 14.9 and 15.9 with, you know, considerably less miles. So I'm going to take the conservative route here based on those numbers, and we're going to give it a retail number of $12,995. And then for our wholesale buy number, we're going to have to back this one up just a little bit. So typically we would be somewhere in the vicinity of 10.5 for a buy number on this, but because we do have to put a windshield in it, it did have that oil cooler assembly leaking oil, and it possibly some brakes with that brake squeal. I'm going to back this one up a little further here, so we're going to have a $9,500 buy number on this unit.
26 here coming up here. Here coming up $8,500, $8,600, 85 on the mound 6 here. At 85 on the mound down 6 here. 85 on the mound 6 here. 85 on the mound 6 here. At 8 now 7 top of the mound 7. Now 88 down now 7 8 8 top of the mound 8 down 90 down 91 91 92 down 93 top of the mound 2 3. At 3 4 from 95 600 97 7 and 98 and 99 and 98 and 90 down on the mound 90 down on the 98 and 90 down on the 90 down down 10 down under. At 10 the 10 1 on the mound down to get on the mound ran down on the get down on there. At moment of the mound get on to 2 on the mound of the 10 on the mound to 2 2 3 down on the mound 2 down 3. At the mound of the mound 3 on the mound of the mound down on the mound 2 down on the mound of the mound down here down on the mound down 2 3. And now 4 from down 3 on the mound of the 3 on the mound and 4 from the 3 on the mound and 4 from the mound 3 on the mound and 4 from the mound 3 4 from the mound 3 4. And now on the mound of the 3 4 from the mound 10,000 trying to make it down. Sold at 10 trying to make 11 22 but
check out this bad boy. 95 LeBaron convertible. Not just any convertible, a GTC with a clean Carfax. I am solely taking the time to look at this car for my father-in-law because I know he's going to appreciate the shit out of this thing. And it's actually, other than it looks like somebody danced on the hood a little bit, it's actually a pretty clean old shit box. I mean, unreal. I mean, it's almost so clean that it almost tempts me to want to take a closer look at it, but I just have no use for it. It's certainly not, you know, it's not like a midlife crisis situation where, you know, get in my, you know, 86 Supra from high school or anything like that, but it's still pretty fucking clean. Let's just see. Does it start? Oh boy. Well, except the fact that it's... Woo, doggy. It actually doesn't sound all that bad. Oh, somebody went and messed the whole thing up and put an aftermarket Alpine in it. That's too bad. Well, we are not going to hit this convertible top here because look at how faded it is. With my luck, it ain't coming back up, so. But yeah, so I'll tell you what, this one's for you, Bob. We're gonna put this on the list and we're gonna watch this one, and let's just, for shits and giggles, let's just see what this thing does online when it runs through. So we'll come back to it and we'll check it out.
42 Buzz.
Come on.
Here's 44. All
right, let's see what this
little convertible
LeBaron
LeBaron, Nathan,
does.
GTC. That was the rare one back in the day. At the 3-liter 6-cylinder, that's even more rare. 1,011 where 10, 11, 9, 11 here. 11, 1,000, 11, 12, 12, and 13, 13 down. David, you say 13 to money. 13, 13, 14, 13's on the floor, Marie. James is going to be 14. And 13, now 15. David, James, you want 15, 16, 16 here. 16, 17, 17, 18, 19, 2 grand. Now he's on 19 and 2. Now 1, James, you want 21 or 9? 2 grand. 2 down, 21, 22. David down to 2, 3, so 22 bucks to make your sold $2,200 here. Put it on number.
All right, so let's do a little recap. So we ended up with 5 total cars on the list, and we ended up getting 3 bought. So the 2 that we missed, the 17 Grand Cherokee that I said I was going to back up a little bit, where I kind of thought that head gasket was out of that thing, and it was leaking some pretty good oil. The more I thought about it, I felt more confident in my decision there, and there just wasn't enough margin there. The truck was relatively inexpensive, but by the time you pull the heads and do all that, you're going to be pretty buried in that truck. So we opted to leave that one go. And then there was the 05 Camry that damn near did retail in the lanes. We had it down for $79.95 with a $6,000 buy number. I pushed that thing over $7,000 just because, all right, you're not going to make a ton of money, but you can provide a nice car for somebody. Did $7,300. I just, by the time you pay a $500 auction fee, and then the dealer pays me, and then there's transportation, like it's, now you're selling stuff for losers. So the 3 we did get bought, the 15 Highlander, which was a very nice truck. I had down at $18,995 for a retail with a $16,500 buy number, and we got that one bought for $14,600. So that was a pretty good buy. The other one was the 07 Camry. We put down at $69.95 for retail number with a $5,000 buy number. Paid $54,000. Again, pretty standard for an import, especially a Toyota back at 10 grand. There's just not going to be a ton of margin in that car. And then the 2018 little blue Cherokee. I put that one down at $12,995, figuring it for roughly $9,500, maybe pushing $10,000. You might be able to still retail that truck for $13,900. I mean, it's got good color. It's got almost new rubber on it. It's in that price point. I just kind of went a little conservative. Just needs a windshield and the oil coolers. But you know what? I made the decision kind of on the fly there. So we ended up paying $10,300 for that one. So all in all, not a bad day at a small sale on a holiday week. It's pretty standard, you know, across the board. Holidays, inventory's down at the auctions. Dealers are holding on to stuff till after the holidays. People are gone hunting, doing things like that. So there's not necessarily a lot of guys in the lanes. And, you know, they just kind of anticipate holding on to some of the stuff till the following week when everybody's back to their normal swing and workflow. So with all that being said, I hope you guys learned something. I hope you had some fun, and I'll see you at the next one.